undoubtedly one of the greatest boxers of all time. He burst onto the international scene when he won gold at the 1976 Montreal Olympics. Shortly after that, he turned professional and went on to secure 6 world title fights, becoming the first boxer to win more than $100 million in prize money. It's an extraordinary figure. Would you welcome, please, the legendary Sugar Ray Leonard, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you.
Well, good seeing you. Thank you.
You look well, fit well.
I'm tired, but I'm well.
But you're okay now.
I'm okay.
You're
I'm
here.
okay.
How did it all begin? The whole your entry into the world of boxing, Ray. What happened?
My older brother Roger used to beat me up for no reason. Seriously, he would just beat me up because I was there. And one day he told me to come down to the boxing gym.
Yeah.
I followed him down there. I put the gloves on, and all of a sudden I felt this amazing sensation.
Really?
And within 6 months to a year, I kicked his butt.
You did?
Yes, I did.
And it felt good. The gloves went on. You went, oh yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah, you knew instantly almost. And where did the Ray come from in your name? We'll get to the Sugar later, but the Ray?
Well, my mother was such a big fan of Ray Charles, and so she named me after Ray Charles. And
great.
We knew that there was no future for me when I was 6 or 7 because I can't sing.
Okay.
I really can't sing.
So that was ruled out.
Well, we knew that there was no future.
Okay. So the Sugar then, who added the Sugar?
I did. I actually, because when I started boxing, I watched old films of Sugar Ray Robinson, who was my idol, along with Muhammad Ali, and I tried to emulate him.
Yeah.
Because he was more than just a boxer. He was more of an entertainer. Yeah. I mean, he dressed, he was impeccable with his dress, and he tap danced, and when he fought with, it was like more of an art than just pounding away. And
that's the difference, isn't it, between some boxers are showmen, natural showmen, they're almost theatrical in their approach, but they're tremendous talents. Is that something that you were drawn to, that idea of joining the two?
For sure, because when I would fight anyone, opponent, Hagler, Hearns, Durant, I would choreograph the fight in my head, and I would break down his strong points and his weak points, and for the most part, it came to fruition, but every now and then they would ad-lib, which I didn't like.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I used my hand speed and my movement to beat my opponents.
Which you did, of course, spectacularly winning gold at the Olympics in Montreal, 1976. And what was more pleasurable, you know, the final result or the gold going over the neck?
The gold, without question. Winning the gold medal was something so precious to me, because for any amateur athlete, winning the gold medal is the ultimate prize, it's the ultimate accomplishment, and that felt good. Yeah.
The turning pro shortly after all of that, from what I understand, that is a hard decision for a lot of boxers to go pro. Was it easy for you, or was it difficult?
Well, majority of boxers, their ambition is to win the gold medal, because in winning the gold medal, you become a household name. Then you proceed to box, professional boxing, because you get a head start.
Yes.
But I had no intentions of becoming a professional fighter. I mean, the only reason I turned pro was because my dad was sick. My dad was very ill during the Olympics. He had spinal meningitis and tuberculosis, and he went into a coma. And the family was devastated. We had no money, so my mentor, James Morton, said, Ray, if you want to make fast money, turn pro, because you have a name.
Yeah.
And I turned professional. So within a year, my dad regained his health. And I said to myself, this is not a bad job. And I kept going. So I wanted to become world champion then.
We had the outcome of an inquest to a very talented young man from Ireland, Darren Sutherland, recently in the last few days. And it seemed to expose the sense of the pressures that are on young men in boxing when they're making that decision. Do you relate to that?
Well, what happens, and it's more prevalent when a fighter who has sustained or gained notoriety and fame and fortune, when that career comes to an end, depression comes into play. I mean, for me, even though I was highly successful, I had retired in 1982 because I had a partially detached retina, which was repaired surgically. And I went through a tailspin. I was on this tumultuous roller coaster because all of a sudden now I'm 25, 26. Although wealthy and famous, I still wanted to box.
Yeah.
So I went into this tailspin of drugs and alcohol, and nearly killed me.
How crazy did it get? What were you up to?
Everything. I mean,
Really?
I spent over $250,000 in drugs and cocaine.
$250,000, a lot
yeah.
of money, yeah. What else were you doing?
Alcohol. I became, you know, I didn't really, my first wife called me an alcoholic, and, you know, I said, no, I'm not. And then my second wife called me an alcoholic, and I said, well, you know, I better go to the a meeting. I went to an AA meeting.
Yeah.
And I was an alcoholic.
Okay.
Yeah, because I am. And it's been 6 years, almost 6 years since I've been sober.
And do you still attend meetings and?
I go to meetings
all the time.
All the time. I would have went here, but my schedule is so wonderful and
They
crazy.
would love to see you turn up anyway, just to say hello. And,
yeah.
You know, it's an international language, isn't it?
It's an international language, and it's a fellowship. I mean,
yeah.
The anonymity that's in those rooms is magical, and also, you know, again, now I am present. When I go to see my mom and dad, my father would be 90 in June, my mom is 83, feisty.
Yeah.
I see them, I'm present, I'm there. And, you know, I've been able to get rid of all those demons. You know, something I reveal in my book, a revelation that I never thought in a million years I would state, that I was sexually abused as a young kid when I was trying to go for the Olympics. And I kept it to myself for over 30-some years.
And that was by somebody in the coaching?
It was a former Olympic coach.
Yeah.
That because he had my trust. And that's what happens with a lot of kids in particular, because we trust these people.
Sure.
And they break that trust. And it was killing me inside until I let it out, and I let it out in the book.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would be as transparent.
Why did you do that? Why did you write it down?
You know, everything else was not doing well, because when I would drink, my emotional stability breaks down.
Yes, yeah.
And I would cry. I would just break down. And I got angry with myself because I could have knocked both of those guys out because they were old men. But I didn't do that because I wanted to win the Olympics. I wanted to go to the Olympics.
So there was shame and
embarrassment, all that stuff.
Indignity and so on.
It's all those factors that came into play, and you know, knock on wood, I spoke up.
Which is a very admirable thing to do, because I think it helps others along the way, I would imagine, and you'll hear that around when you talk to people. But you had a lot of fun too, as the years went on, and in the boxing, and you met, I mean, there was a time when it was yourself and Muhammad Ali were the two great boxers in the world, right, who everyone looked up to as being, you know, entertaining, charismatic, talented above all else. But for you to meet Muhammad Ali at the time, your first time, for example,
right.
What happened?
Oh, I was in heaven. I mean, Muhammad Ali was like God to me. So I first met him, I'm sitting down. This is in Washington, D.C. I'm like 18, 19 years old. And he sat down beside me, and I'm like this. And I looked up at him. He said, do you like sex? I said, sometimes. And he said, so how long do you wait before you have sex, before a fight? I said, about 2 days. He said, you're a bad dude, man. Because, you know, in boxing, sex, you're supposed to be abstinent, because that's what makes you mad, makes you angry. Because
Is it that basic?
Oh, yes.
Really? I can imagine.
And you deprive yourself.
Yeah. For how long?
2 days. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually,
what about
2 months. 2 months.
2 months?
2 months.
No wonder you won so many matches.
Yeah, bad.
You won a lot of fights.
Bad, yes.
Did he give you advice on turning pro, or did you ask him? Or
one thing he said to me was so profound. He said, Ray, because he said, if you ever decide to turn pro, he said, make sure you own yourself. He said, make sure you control your own destiny. And I stuck to that, and I did that because I promoted my own fights. no one owned a piece of me.
That's a clever move.
Yes, I mean, my fight films, I own those.
Really?
Yes.
Because, of course, this is the sort of thing where people, particularly boxers who aren't so savvy, get completely screwed by people who come in and vulturize, if you like, their earnings.
Because our sport, like most business, is surrounded by unscrupulous people.
Right.
And it's more prevalent among, you know, a sport like boxing. The guys get taken advantage of.
Let's talk about Hagler at 87. Why did you come out of retirement to fight him?
I just felt that it was, well, I knew that not fighting Hagler was kind of a void in my career, my legacy.
It was an unticked box, was it?
Yeah, well, you know, I checked off the other guys, but then fighting Hagler was the ultimate because he was the best middleweight in the world.
It's all happening in that picture.
Yes, he cooperated then. But I wanted to fight the best.
Yeah.
And to prove that you're the best, you fight the best. And that was my only window of opportunity to fight Hagler because now I'm 30 years old. Because I had one fight in 5 years. Yeah. So people thought I was crazy. Even my brothers thought I was crazy. And although I paid them to be in my camp, they didn't think I had a chance against Marvin Hagler.
How many times did you come out of retirement?
Too many times. Too many times.
Was it 4?
Who knows? Who's counting?
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. But I came back, and I always told the press, they said, "Ray, when do you know it's time to retire?" I said, "When the other guy hits me more times than I hit him." Yeah. And that happened, and I did quit, thank God, for good.
A lot of people will be surprised to hear that you have a very close connection with the Kardashians, of all people.
Well, yes.
Yeah, go on.
I'm Chloe's godfather.
Yeah, how did that come about?
I've known them since they were babies.
Have you?
And Bruce Jenner and Kim, Chris. I mean, we've been friends for so many years, along with my wife Bernadette. But yeah, she is. Yeah, she's a piece of work.
What does that mean, a piece of work?
She's like a fighter without hitting you.
Oh, that's good.
That's good answer.
Does she give like the looks and she's all like good attitude, or she's all about the attitude? Is it?
It's the like what you said.
Bit of that going on.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
about. Yeah, all right, okay.
I've met people. Yeah. Don't do that to me. That scares me a little bit. A tiny bit. But you attended the weddings, didn't you, Chloe?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Were they fun affairs, fun occasions for you?
It was big.
Yeah, wasn't it?
Huge.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Was it exhausting?
It was, well, I wasn't getting married. I mean,
I know.
I had fun. It was, my wife and I went there and I had a blast.
Yeah. What about the shuffle?
What
the
about
shuffle? Can we see the shuffle?
I don't really shuffle.
What is it? When people talk about Sugar Ray Shuffle, what are they talking about?
No, it's, it's not.
I need to learn some moves here.
It's not. It's.
Can I?
Well,
would you mind?
Yeah. How much do you weigh?
Oh, very fair. I'm like about 6 bags of sugar.
Yeah. No.
I'm Sugar Unray. Or Sugar X-Ray.
No, but it's here. It just.
Okay.
That's good. I swear.
Come on.
Let's
do this. Okay, go on. What else? No, don't punch me. Just what? What was that?
Yeah. And then if you punch, you. No. No, don't.
I'm just every time.
Right. Don't.
Okay.
I can control this.
Oh, Jesus. No. Okay, so do it. Shadow box.
Do what?
Shadow box. Let's see it like box the air. I felt your knuckles on my chest.
I know, but I pulled it. I pulled it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. What if you didn't? What if I was?
You know what?
I trust you.
Now that I look at you now,
I trust you.
I wish you were. If I was fighting guys like you, I'll still be fighting. No disrespect, Ryan. No disrespect.
Full disrespect.
No. Because I look at you because I visualize and I choreograph. Because what I do when I meet my first opponent, I say, "Hey, how you doing? Come on, how you doing?" And I'm checking muscle tone.
Well, that won't take long.
I know. so no disrespect, really.
Hey, put it there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
Sugar Ray Leonard, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Yeah, that's quite the night here tonight. Sugar Ray Leonard's, by the way, his autobiography,